Welcome back. All right, so because the Minnesota game is a matinee for tomorrow, I'm doing the preview tonight. Of course, with the situation in Minneapolis being as it is, curfew being in place as it is, you have to have the game early. So it didn't even occur to me. So I looked up what's on April 14th, and there was some fun stuff on April 14th. And honestly, I could see myself on the entertainment guy at some point, going through the calendar, going through all the ridiculous holidays and weird days that we have, and picking like favorites and counting down like my favorite days that we commemorate. Because a little bit of levity is never bad. So we start at 2 o'clock Eastern, which is 11 a.m. Pacific, and it's the Arizona Coyotes in against the Minnesota Wild. So Minnesota 24-13-3 against the Arizona Coyotes, who are 19-19-5. And Minnesota can really help themselves out, not just by winning, but by making sure that Arizona doesn't come out of this with a point. You put yourself further ahead of a team that's chasing you and make it so that you're even higher up. You got an even better cushion when it comes to the playoffs. Not that Minnesota's in any danger at this point, but you don't want to leave the door open for a team like Arizona. On the Arizona side of things, Lawson Krause with 3 goals, 6 assists, still there. I wondered if maybe he might move at the deadline. Ekman Larson, 2 goals, 17 assists, 19 points. Remember the rumors about Ekman Larson being moved last summer? Hey, he's still in Arizona. He's going to stay in Arizona likely the rest of his career. On the Minnesota side, Parise. There were rumors last summer of him being moved. Nope, 4 goals, 10 assists with Minnesota. I think the flat cap basically took that away. Victor Rask, 7 goals, 8 assists. Much better for the Minnesota Wild, I think, than his totals would tell you, and I think they've been pretty happy with him lately. Over their last 10, Arizona's 5-5. That won't get you to the playoffs. Being 500 will not get you there. The Minnesota Wild 5-3-2. So they've had 12 points in their last 10. Arizona 10 points in their last 10. So it just, you chip away at it, and eventually you run out of room. So there's a 5-hour difference between the start of that game and 2 other games, and then we've got late games. So it's nicely spread out. And so we'll see. I'll probably have time during that to do other video stuff and whatnot. So I might have some fun with it tomorrow. The one video I did today, huge hit. So thank you for everybody who promoted it or liked it or commented on it. I have other 31 team video ideas that have been sitting around waiting until after the deadline's done. So look for those to come up over the next few days. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, we have the Calgary Flames and the Montreal Canadiens. So Calgary coming off their win tonight against Toronto. Well, there's no rest in this schedule, right? They're 18-21-3 now. They've won 3 out of 4 with Montreal, who are 18-12-9. If Calgary's going to get into the playoffs, they have to kind of run the table against Montreal and get help. They have to win the 5 games they have left against Montreal and hope that other teams help them out too. It's a tall task. Is it impossible? No. But is it improbable? Probably. Backlund, 8 goals, 17 assists. Remember, there were rumors of him potentially being moved at certain points along the way over the last few years. Never happened. He's been a solid soldier for Calgary. Does he stay beyond this season if they fail to make the playoffs? We'll see. Chris Tanev, 2 goals, 4 assists. What I find interesting is when I was trying to argue the Canucks should keep him, everybody kept saying the same thing. He gets injured all the time. No, he gets injured all the time. He's played every single game for Calgary this year, and he didn't miss a game for Vancouver last year because he was smart. He got injured in the very last game for Vancouver last year. Calgary or Montreal, Toffoli, 19 goals, 11 assists, right on the verge of 20 goals for him. And Jonathan Drouin, 2 goals, 20 assists. So Drouin's been rumored as well to be on his way to Montreal at points over the last couple of years. He's still there. The 2 goals and 20 assists is an odd stat line for him. I think he's capable of more goals than that. We'll see if they show up. Over their last 10, Calgary's 3-7, although they've won their last 2. Montreal's 5-4-1. So Montreal's not running away with it, but they're getting enough points that it makes it difficult for Calgary or the returning on Friday Vancouver Canucks to make up the difference. Also at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, the Winnipeg Jets in against Ottawa. Winnipeg's won 5 out of 7 with Ottawa so far this year, but they did lose a couple nights ago. Last night. 25-14-3 is the record for Winnipeg as they go into this game tomorrow. The Ottawa Senators now 14-25-4. Hardworking team, and appreciate the effort being put forth by basically Ottawa from the top of the roster to the bottom. On the Winnipeg side, Ehlers, 18 goals, 24 assists for the Jets. Fantastic season for him. And Matthew Perreault, I think, has been better than he may be given credit for. 8 goals and 8 assists. Been pretty good lately. On the Ottawa side, Josh Norris, 11 goals, 13 assists. Solid rookie season to build on. And Connor Brown is on a huge goal streak. 8 games now. He's up to 14 goals, 10 assists, 24 points. And we'll see if he scores again tomorrow. Over their last 10, Winnipeg is 6-3-1, whereas the Ottawa Senators are 4-5-1. So again, they're staying competitive and they're making teams earn their points right now. At 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, the Colorado Avalanche in against the St. Louis Blues. So this is game 5 out of 8 between these teams. Colorado's won 3 out of 4. If St. Louis is going to keep up their momentum, they need to win this one tomorrow. I thought about wearing St. Louis for this preview because I kind of like their chances. So Colorado 29-9-4, playing very, very well. St. Louis, though, 19-16-6. They have won 3 in a row. So they're on the right track right now. Nathan MacKinnon, 17 goals, 35 assists, 52 points. McKinnon with 52 points in 38 games. If we had an 82-game schedule, odds are this would be his first 100-point season. Brandon Saad, 13 goals, 9 assists, 22 points. Quietly had a solid season for Colorado. On the St. Louis side, Perron, 13 goals, 27 assists. Arguably one of his best seasons. And Tarasenko, who's back in the lineup and seems to be starting to get his game back. 17 games, 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points. I think he's going to get his share of goals down the stretch. Over their last 10, Colorado's 8-1-1, whereas St. Louis is 3-6-1. But again, the 3 wins are their 3 most recent games. So yeah, we'll see if St. Louis can keep it up. I kind of like their chances, but again, with Colorado, they can score in bunches. They can make it ugly. St. Louis has to watch out for that. Then at 10 Eastern, so there's a while in between these games. You've got the Vegas Golden Knights 28-11-2 in against the LA Kings, who are 16-9-6. Vegas has won 5 out of 7, so this is the last meeting, and the Kings are probably going to be glad to see the last of Vegas for the year. Alex Tuch finally got off the schneid, got a goal last game. History tells you he's going to get hot. He'll probably get 2 goals in this one. He's now got 14 goals and 11 assists. Martinez, 7 goals, 15 assists. Probably enjoys scoring against his former team. We'll see if he gets on the board tomorrow. Alex Iafallo with his fresh new contract, 11 goals, 15 assists, 26 points. Really good forward. And Dustin Brown, we'll see if he curses and swears that we can hear on TV tomorrow. 16 goals, 10 assists, 26 points. And no judgment here. None. Hockey players kind of known to talk like that. Vegas, 6-3-1 over their last 10. LA is 3-7 over their last 10. And yeah, their playoff hopes have faded out pretty badly over the last 10. Now, at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, we then get Anaheim and San Jose. Now, because of the amount of time in between these games, I am tempted to do a review of this one, obviously, first, then review these 3, and then have these 2 late at night. So that I'm breaking it up so that I don't have a long review posted later in the night. And then, I can do other videos as well. So, for Anaheim, 13-23-7 is the record. San Jose 18-19-4. San Jose's won 4 out of 7 in this matchup, so this is the last one. And we'll see whether or not the Ducks can make it 2 in a row. Getzlaf, 3 goals, 12 assists for him, 15 points. Did not get moved at the deadline. He's 20 points short of 1,000. Does he come back next season in search of that? Or is this his last year? Danton Heinen, 5 goals, 4 assists. Remember he was getting traded for Virtanen? Didn't happen. So he's still in Anaheim, along with other players. I think Anaheim might be the team this year that had the most rumored players on the way out of town that didn't actually leave. On the San Jose side, Donato, who had lots of opportunities last game, 6 goals, 13 assists for him. You have to think he's going to get one tomorrow. LeBanc, 10 goals, 14 assists, 24 points. One of my favorite Sharks. If the Sharks decide to move him, would love to see him go to a team that I actively cheer for. Over the last 10, Anaheim's 4-5-1, San Jose's 5-5, and much like Arizona, going 5-5, playing 500 hockey, likely doesn't get it done, doesn't get you in if St. Louis is heated up and if they're going to continue this winning streak that they're on. So the battle for 4th place in the West, something to keep an eye on tomorrow, as well as the fact that, hey, all 8 teams in the West are playing at the same time. And then on Thursday, we get all the Eastern teams playing, because that seems to be the case every Thursday this month, which means every Thursday I have all the games early, and at least the games are over early. All right. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Let me know your winners for tomorrow's games, just the 6, of course. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. It means a lot. The numbers on the channel over the last 48 hours are, I believe, a record for view counts, for additional subscribers. I think it's near a record. I know I've had days of 400 or 500 that were ridiculous, but that was near the start for the channel. And now I think the odds of having those 400 or 500 days have basically dropped down quite a bit, because most people already know who I am, and if they're going to follow and subscribe, I think they already have. But hey, if they haven't, and if you haven't, do so. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm now going to turn in for the night, but thanks for all your support along the way, and we will talk again in the morning.